Hello and welcome to the S Word Live. My name is Renee Rebar, sales strategist, TEDx speaker, and author. And my goal today is to help make sales simple and fun. So today I woke up to a string of alerts in my notifications, people tagging me. This was a post that someone had made in one of the groups that I'm in. And I thought it was pretty interesting. So the post started out with, I just had a gross sales experience. What is up with this? And then all these other people started chiming in. And so what it was about was this particular tactic that this one business thought leader was sharing in their own training programs. And this particular person that had posted this was really off-put about it. And so I think it comes down to, what is the difference between gross and awesome selling tactics? So, if we haven't met yet, you may or may not know that I have been teaching sales for over 25 years. Yes, I'm old enough. So I started professionally selling for big companies like AT&T, Quill, Intuit, back in 1994. And so from the streets of New York on to now. So now, I've sold for these big companies. I had my own beverage company. I went on into now consulting in my retirement years. And when I consult businesses, there's no lack of sales tactics. But if you ask any one of my students, they all say that there's two sides to every selling tactic. There's the tactical side, like there is like the what should you do, what should you say, like scripts. But there's also how you feel about it, the emotional side. And there's a lot of gurus out there that will teach you just the tactical side, but they forget out the emotional side. Or there's lots of gurus that will teach you just the emotional side and leave out the tactical side. So for many years, I would start working with a company and I would look through their sales processes, what they were selling, who they were connected to, who their ideal clients were, and I would help work through a process of not only what to say, but how they felt saying it. So the number one difference between gross and awesome sales tactics is how you feel about it. Well, how do I do that? How do I do that, Renee? How do I feel better about it? Because I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I'm not sure. Of course I want the sale, but I don't want to seem desperate. And of course I want the other person to not hate me, not think I'm spammy. They don't want to upset anyone. I agree. I don't either. After hundreds of thousands of sales interactions and thousands of students that have made millions based on this advice, I want to share the same thing with you. It starts with the intention. So what is your intention? As we are marketers, many of you listening to this are straight up hardcore. You are data-driven marketers. What I'm going to encourage you to do is look to the human behind the data point. And when we do that, some kind of advice that one of my old managers gave me, which really resonates today, and let me know if it resonates with you too, was treat everyone like you would want your grandmother to be treated. I was like, oh, not your mom, because sometimes your mom can piss you off, right? But your grandma, you're like, oh, don't mess with grandma. She's amazing. So how would you want your grandmother to be treated? So if your grandmother was being exposed to one of these selling strategies or tactics, how would you want her to be treated? So, and I just want to say, it doesn't matter if this is DMs, VSLs, webinars, texting, phone calls, ads, emails, all of those are selling tactics. So it doesn't matter in what way you're doing this. If your intention is, I just want to get the sale, then that's going to come off no matter what words you use. Didn't your mom ever tell you, smile to the phone when you answer because they can feel the smile? Did you ever hear that? It's true, though. That's the funny part. So let me know your selling experiences. Have you ever been exposed on the receiving end of a post or an email or a DM or a VSL or a webinar where you're just like, ugh. So it's possible that the person delivering it was delivering it out of an intention that wasn't in alignment with you, right? Hello, thank you for joining. Yes, comment here now live and also share this out to people who might have been exposed to bad selling strategies. Because here's the real problem. If you've been exposed to bad selling tactics, things that felt gross, it might paralyze you and make you feel like it's the tactic. So if you were to try to do a DM, or if you were to try to do a VSL, or if you were to try to do an email, or if you were to try to do an ad, that you also would come off gross. And I just want to give you the permission slip. That is not true. It is not the tactic's fault. It is the intention of the person, because there are lots of tactics that done by two different people, one could come off completely and the other could be completely So how do you get the Start with your intention. And this may sound like, well, what do you mean, Renee? What does my intention have to do with it? If it's the right words and the right person, it should be fine. Right, that's data talking. And there is a certain degree of truth to the data speaking to us. But if it feels gross for you and it's paralyzing you from taking action, taking sales activities, I just want to tell you, no one's winning. You're not winning because the people who need you aren't hearing from you. You're not making any money. No one is winning. You're not winning. Your potential customers aren't winning. And I want you to hold in your heart that you do have something that other people might not have. You might talk about the exact same thing as 100 other people, but it's the way you say it. It's who you are. It's the nose on your face that's different that I want you to hold on to and say, you know what? I do need to share this. Right. So we have comments coming in and someone says, yes, treat people as you would as someone you really care about. Exactly. And no matter where you're interacting with them, whether it's DMs, a text, a phone call, an email, a webinar, a VSL, an ad, or any of the other streams of marketing that we can come up with, bots, all of these things, when done well, particularly starting with the right intention, the results can be amazing, both for the recipient and go, oh my gosh, I love that, and for people that are sending it. So for example, I teach a program where I teach people when they host a free Facebook community to message people when they join, to personally message them, not as your business page, not as your group, but personally. And the response I get from people when I personally message them is so different than what other people are saying they experience when people personally message them. Why is that? Well, the first thing is my intention. Because what your intention does is it shifts your actions ever so slightly, like that smile on the phone before you answer, so that the person receiving it goes, that was genuine. That was awesome. That was authentic. So it's not only in the words, it's not only in when, it's also the intention. So if this is curious to you and you've wondered in the past what was the difference between gross and great or gross and awesome, then there's definitely things we could talk about. I want you to make sure you click the link that goes with this video. I have lots of free resources. I also have lots of great programs. I do live coaching constantly with my clients. I absolutely love this topic. And what I do is help people to sell genuinely and authentically so that it feels good to them and the people receiving it. Because what we want more than anything is a platform, independent, consistent, profitable business that everybody enjoys interacting with, whether it's a DM, an email, an ad, a live stream, or anything in between. So let's make things awesome together. Click the link and I'll see you soon. Bye.